Will Talon Horton-Tucker finish this season on the Lakers? As the Lakers' lone trade asset, Talon Horton-Tucker will probably see his name in headlines and trade rumors quite a bit this year. Although the Lakers didn't play a game on Monday, they were still heavily featured in the news cycle for multiple reasons. According to Shams Charania's latest column for The Athletic, the Lakers have been active on the trade front, reportedly being interested in the likes of Jeremy Grant and Ben Simmons in particular. LA may finally also have reinforcements on the way, as Trevor Ariza and Kendrick Nunn are apparently nearing their returns to varying degrees. Ariza's might be somewhere within the next week or two, and, given how much this roster apparently hinges on the 36-year-old small forward, that's big news. Whether or not a trade can be consummated on either front, or if the Lakers even possess the necessary assets to make a deal, is still to be determined. However, the reported activity does suggest the front office may feel the roster needs tinkering. But the team has been playing better, winning 5 of their last 7 games, and are on the verge of finally getting close to a healthy and full roster for the first time all season. So these rumored improvements beg the question, do changes still need to be made? Dennis Schroder trade rumors, Celtics expected to be open to deals involving veteran point guard. When the Boston Celtics signed Dennis Schroder this offseason, it was generally expected to be a one-year partnership. The Celtics would get a veteran point guard to bridge the gap for a year, while Schroder would have a chance to rebuild his value after missing out on a big contract in free agency. But with the Celtics off to a disappointing 13-14 start, and looking more like a play-in team than a potential challenger in the Eastern Conference, Schroder may not even last the entire season in Boston. The Celtics are expected to be open to trade talks involving Schroder once he's eligible to be dealt on December 15, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic. It's important to note that there is nothing imminent here, and the Celtics themselves are not looking to trade Schroder. Rather, they'd be willing to discuss the possibility if another team made them an offer. And given the situation for both parties, that makes sense. The Celtics were hoping to put last season behind them and get back into the mix as a top 3 to 5 team in the East. In that world, Schroder would have been a perfect sixth man off the bench who could run the offense and provide some additional scoring around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Even if he left after the season, it would have been worth it to remain competitive and maintain cap space moving forward. And who knows? The Celtics are still only 4 games out of third place in the East. Maybe once they get healthy, they go on a run and get back into the race for home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. If so, it's unlikely they would trade Schroder. But if things continue as they are, and it's clear the Celtics aren't going to make any noise this season, it would make sense to look at trading Schroder. Again, this report is rather vague, and it's not clear what the Celtics could even get for him. But given the contract Schroder is going to be looking for, it's extremely unlikely he'll be back, so in that scenario, it would make sense to try and get some sort of return before he left for nothing. We'll have to see how the Celtics fare over the next month or so before we have a better idea of what they might do, but this is definitely a situation to monitor. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.